Welcome back to Stab the Dragon Productions for episode number 248 as we continue our Canadian Whiskey Tournament Level 2. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas on Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, where it got up to 57 degrees today. A year ago, I conducted a basic Canadian whiskey tournament of the top 5 popular blended whiskeys: Crown Royal Fine Deluxe, Canadian Mist, Seagram's VO, Canadian Club 1858, and Black Velvet. Canadian Club 1858 won that tournament, and Black Velvet came in second place. So now I've been studying the next level up: Seagram's Black and Seagram's Gold, Canadian Club 100% Rye, Canadian Club 9-year, Canadian Club 12-year, and Black Velvet Reserve 8-year. The winners of each of these family feuds were Seagram's Gold, Canadian Club 12-year, and surprisingly, Black Velvet beat out the Reserve. So today, we're going to start the championship round by looking at Black Velvet versus VO Gold. The rules. Since I've got 3 contestants, this is going to be a double elimination tournament so that each whiskey gets to compete against both of the others. All the whiskeys have been reviewed already, so I'll pit them against each other according to their reviews first, and then we'll go head-to-head in blacked out glasses, and the determining factor really will be nosing, mouthfeel, burn, finish, taste. And in case of a tie, the price, value, and availability will be the tiebreaker. And just for fun, I try to determine which whiskey is in which of the blacked out glasses, and sometimes the winner might get a cocktail. Although it's a little bit late tonight, so I don't know if I'll get a cocktail or not. All right, history. Seagram's can be dated back, if you follow its lineage, to 1857 in Waterloo, Ontario, and a man by the name of Hespler. But Joseph Seagram took over the company in 1883, and Seagram's VO was released in honor of Seagram's son getting married, and the date there is variable from 1911 to 1917, depending on your source. But Seagram's VO Gold, this edition, was not released until 1998. Black Velvet, on the other hand, was developed in 1951. Some stories say it was just renamed from Black Label in 1951, and that Black Label stretches back possibly to the 1940s and early World War II era. But I'm going to stick with the 1951 story. So history goes to Black Velvet for the win. Bottle, label, and marketing. Both of these bottles are very attractive. I like both of them. The labels are nice as well. The VO label gives a little bit more of their history and a little bit more of a hoo-ha statement. So while it's very close between these two, I think the advantage goes to Seagram's Gold for the win. Appearance of these whiskeys. In the bottle, I think you can see that the VO Gold is just a little bit darker than the Black Velvet. So appearance goes to VO Gold for the win. Composition, though, gets iffy. Seagram's Gold has an 8-year age statement right here. You can see that 8. And Black Velvet does not have an age statement. But if you go to the website on Black Velvet, it gets confusing fast. Essentially what it looks like is that there is some 8-year-old whiskey in here, and then they blend it with some new make flavoring whiskeys, which is a method they use in Canada. It's pretty standard, and age it again. And so that leads you to believe that some of the whiskeys in here may be as old as 11 years. But I don't really think that's the case. But see, when you date a whiskey on the bottle, you go by the youngest whiskey that's in there. And so if you add new make to an 8-year-old and then you age it for 3 more years, you're not going to put 8 or 11 on here. It's going to be 3 years, and that's the legal limit for Canadian whiskey. So that's why there's no age statement on here. But it's just a very confusing website. They don't really explain that very well. And then when it comes to a mash bill, I really get no mash bill at all available for the gold. But Black Velvet, they say, well, we use rye, barley, and corn. Okay, duh. But I can't find any real mash bill at all here. And Black Velvet does go into some detail about how they make this, in the sense that they claim it's blended at birth, which means you blend it and then age it. Okay, most Canadian whiskey is aged separately, and then you blend it after you pull them out of the barrels. Okay, so with Black Velvet, it's blended at birth is kind of their catchphrase. So I'm going to give the advantage of composition to Black Velvet for the win. Flexibility. Well, both of these are good and neat. I like them both neat. They're okay as mixers, but I use them in different ways. Black Velvet makes a great old fashioned. VO Gold goes really good with ginger ale and 7-Up. So I'm going to say that is a tie for flexibility. Price, value, and availability, though, that is going to really go to Black Velvet, because here they're equally available to an extent, but Black Velvet in the 750 milliliter bottle is more available. The VO Gold, one of the big stores locally, only has it in a 1.75. So I think you get that, but the price is the huge difference. $10.59 for this versus $24.99 for this. So that's, a huge price difference. So we'll see in this head-to-head competition if this is worthy of the price compared with this. All right, let's now go to the nosing and tasting of these whiskeys. Now, I have already poured these. Black Velvet is in glass number 1. VO Gold is in glass number 2. Those numbers are on the bottom of the glass. You'll be able to see them when I drink it. I won't. I will start left to right. I've already mixed these up, so I don't know which is where. I'll start left to right and nosing, and then we'll taste. I've got a terrible nose for whiskey. I smell something sweet, whiskey-like. Hints of maple and wood. A little bit of caramel. Pleasant nose, though fairly faint. One on my right. A little bit less of a nose, maybe. Very similar. As is often the case, the first whiskey I smell impresses me more. The second whiskey, I have trouble smelling. That's a problem with my nose, I think. This is pretty consistent. So I'm going to give the nose to the one on the left. So now let's move on to the taste. I will start with the one on the right, since it seems to have had the weaker nose. These are both 80 proof, so there's not going to be a proof advantage. Nothing here is peated. All right. And that is a pleasant sipping whiskey. The flavors are corn, hints of maple, Maybe just a touch of vanilla, a little bit of wood. Very pleasant. Not going to complain about that. All right, let's go to the one on the left. This one had a little bit stronger nose, maybe. Definitely got more flavor going on there. That is sweeter, more mapley, more wood, leather, tobacco. This hits my taste profile pretty well, right down the middle. I think it even had a better mouthfeel. So the one on the left wins on the taste as well as the nose. And the mouthfeel as well impressed me. Neither of these really has a burn. The finish on the one on the left is lingering quite a while. Did not notice that on the one on the right. I mean, that's still going on. So that's actually quite the long finish. And the full flavors, I mean, it's the sweet, the maple, the wood, the tobacco. That is all still there. I mean, I really like that. Let's go back to the one on the right. The left one really impressed me. More corn. This is more corn forward. The mouthfeel, got a little better grasp on the mouthfeel there. The mouthfeel is going to be about tied, but there's not much of a finish here. I mean, you get that corn sweetness up front. Little hints of wood and maple. Nowhere near as prominent as with the one on the left. So I'm going to say the finish doesn't linger well either. I'm going to say the one on the left wins the mouthfeel, burn, and finished as well. So the overall winner is going to be the one on the left for sure. I mean, that was a noticeable difference. That doesn't mean the one on the right. I mean, I would never turn down the one on the right. That's a nice sipping whiskey. I just think the one on the left has got way more going on for it. All right, so which is which? We have a winner. Which is which? I think this one on the left is going to be Black Velvet. I think this is glass number 1. Oh no, that is glass number 2. There you go. Okay, I got that all wrong. Wow. All right, so we have a winner, and that is VO Gold. VO Gold for the win, and that is a surprise. That was a come from behind win, I'll tell you what. I really thought that was Black Velvet. And that's why you do these blind tastings. And I came in and mentally I was leaning towards the Black Velvet. And I thought I was tasting Black Velvet, but guess what? It was the VO Gold. Okay, the 8-year one. There you go. Well, that was interesting. All right. Do I get a cocktail? Sure, let's, it's not even 7:30 yet. Let's do a quick I've never done an old-fashioned with the VO. I've only done 7-Ups and ginger ales. So let me make a cocktail. I'll be right back. And we're back. Made an old-fashioned. So it's got an orange peel, a couple of cherries. I used tobacco bitters and chocolate bitters and maple syrup, because I find those bitters go very well with Canadian whiskey. But again, this is the first old-fashioned I've made using the VO Gold. I've previously only used it in ginger ale or 7-Up. And Black Velvet I have used along with Canadian Club in old fashions. So this is a first. And it won't be the last. That's pretty darn good. Very good, in fact. I may have put just a bit too much maple syrup in there. It's a little bit sweeter than I normally like them, but it's still good. Still very good. So, we have found that VO Gold might be worth, $25 over the $10.59 for the Black Velvet. Both are good. I like both of them. I would never turn down either one. But the VO Gold really did surprise me. And, to me, the taste profile with VO Gold has kind of evolved and changed with me over time. So I absolutely guessed wrong, which is not unusual. I mean, my batting percentage with guessing which is only about 50%. So this is precisely why you do blind tastings at your home, is so that you can see which whiskeys you really like and compare them. So, all right. Next up, well, we've got to do the Canadian Club 12 versus the Black Velvet. I think that will be the next head-to-head combat in the Canadian Whiskey Tournament Level 2. For now, this is Stab the Dragon Productions, out here.